All right, guys. Today I'm going to replace the front brake pads on here and both calipers. One of them somebody replaced before we bought the car. It's fairly new. The other one's old and it's sticking. So we're going to replace both out once again and change out our pads. That'll be the last thing I need to do to this for a very long time, hopefully. And yeah, we should be all good. So let's I'll change this out first since it's facing the sun this morning. That side is towards the garage. It's darker over there, so I'll get some natural light here while replacing that. So we'll do this side first. All right, let me get some tools and we'll jack this thing up and pop the wheels off and get started. All right, we're jacked up. Show you just using some 1.5 jack stands, barely off the ground. Don't need much. Since the driveway sits on the incline, I have to raise that stand up a notch more than that one since it's on the incline here to keep it even. That's the goal. All right, now let's pop the wheels off. Remember, we're doing the driver's side first, so it's the left side we're dealing with. The brakes are interchangeable. They go to either side. Doesn't matter for the brakes. This is the lubricant that came with the brake pads, but we're not going to use this. We're going to use something better. Here's the perfect time to inspect your rotors or replace them. In my case, they're fine. So these guide pins normally come pre-greased from the factory. As you can see, this guide pin and the other one as well is bone dry. It's always best to inspect them, whether new or not. Grease them back up, reinstall them so you can ensure your brake system is functioning perfectly or functioning as it should. Another problem that you may run into, especially when you use these inexpensive caliper brackets, is your old caliper bracket bolts may not fit correctly. As you see here, they barely want to turn in. The problem is the pitch is a hair off. What you do to fix this or remedy this is ratchet them down in and out a couple times. I'm going to use the impact here. I'm going to screw them down, screw them out, screw them down, and screw them out, and it'll be fine. You won't damage the threads. It's happened to me many times when using these cheap caliper brackets, but hey, they're brackets. They still do the job.
now that we got the brakes installed, calipers, caliper brackets, it's time for us to remove the brake line. As long as you didn't open that reservoir up and keep it airtight, you won't get much leakage from the line. However, you will get a lot of leakage from the caliper because it's filled up with brake fluid, which is fine. Make sure you have a catch pail or something to catch the fluid. Do not reuse that brake fluid. Just use some new, and we'll chop it off once we get done with this. And I'll show you guys how to bleed it, gravity bleed, or through like a one-man bleeder device. But I always gravity bleed them. To remove the bolt on this line, it's a 10 millimeter. Normally it should be a 12 millimeter, but this line, somebody replaced this caliper. It got a 10 millimeter bolt on it. I paused here because I want to note, make sure both copper washers are removed from that line. They tend to stick on once that banjo bolt is removed. Here in this case, they're not. Now they're accounted for in that pair, and I'll show you guys. Alright, I'm going to do the other side, then I'll be back to show you guys a couple ways to bleed these out by yourself. Also, for that brake line, it doesn't matter what position you put that washer on, that copper washer. There's a smooth side and a flat side. It doesn't matter because what happens is it flattens out no matter what. Also, another quick thing I want to note, I put emphasis on, is very important that you make a count for both of the washers, the copper washers that was attached to the brake line, because sometimes they tend to stick on the line. You have to get a small flat blade screwdriver and pop them off because they'll stick on this line. Then you'll find yourself with two washers on one side and possibly get a leak. So yeah, make sure both washers are accounted for and that you place both washers. And I didn't show also, you want to wipe the surface. Make sure there's no debris on this surface before you apply the copper washers. I know you're in a rush because it's leaking brake fluid, but it was pretty clean. I don't have anything there, any debris visibly that I can see that would have caused me to, or cause an alarm for me to wipe it off. All right. Okay, guys, I'm done with this side. I'm gonna tell you the washers are accounted for. Make sure everything is okay, looking good. Everything is torqued down to spec. I just removed this rubber boot to cover this bleeder screw right there. So now I'm gonna show you a couple ways to bleed this out. You can use a little cheap bleeder tool, one-man bleeder tool. Comes with a couple, well, it comes with like 4 or 5 different hole sizes. And what you do is open the bleeder screw and attach this on there and pump the brakes a few times. But I'm gonna show you guys how to gravity bleed this out. So what we're gonna do, I'm doing this all at once, guys. 10 millimeter deep well sock I'm using. Open this up. Let's go to the other side. Don't let gravity help us out here and do the work for us. All in one motion. Okay, it's open enough. Now, let's get some air circulating through this. See, we didn't lose much brake fluid at all. This requires dot 3. You guys can see there. So we're gonna remove this, and this won't take long here. So that we're gonna gravity bleed them. So I got the cardboard here. Oh, this is already happening. Just want to study a steady stream. It's gonna fill that caliper up. Let's go to the other side. That was quick. This is not started yet. Let me close off the other side. Since this is closest to the brake reservoir, that's why you get this started first. So let's let the other side start out. I'll just leave this slightly open. We're gonna get something on the other side. Shouldn't take long. That's all I'm gonna do. All right, let's I'll be back in a second. Let me start cleaning up some stuff, guys. All right, it's been a couple minutes, but I want to show you guys something. So, nothing yet. Let's close the other side off all the way. Show you guys a quicker way. Also, I'll close this up because this is done. Look at that. We're ready. This caliper is filled up. We don't have no more air in this line. Let me show you guys a quicker way, an even quicker way to get this going. We just want to slightly press the brake pedal. Just slightly press it. Ease down on it, not hard, just ease down on it. Press it all the way down. Wait a couple seconds, ease up. Let's go look. We got something. We got something. You can do that again, but I'm gonna let it work on its own while I'm cleaning up. It's gonna come through, guys. Gravity never fails. Always remember that. Gravity. I didn't have to pump it. I let it sit out here for a while, and gravity would have ultimately allowed it to bleed out on its own. All right, be back in a second. Oh, another thing I want to note really quickly. Do not let this run dry. You have to start this process all over again. You're still okay. We're gonna fill it some more though, once we get done. That's the max. But do not let that run dry. That's very important. Just keep an eye on that while you're kind of gravity bleeding them out, or bleeding them out in general. We're getting a steady stream now, and I just started this. All right, guys, we got a steady trickle. And if you look here, you can see the fluid at the tip of that. So we're gonna tighten this up. All right, let's start the vehicle. We can feel if there's air in the line before we even put the wheels back on. And if you need to kind of do the other side again slowly, press the brakes a couple times and it'll be cleared out. So let me let's start the vehicle and see how it feels. Make sure this is topped off. We'll add a little bit more. Put some dot 3. Keys there on the brake. And we got to pump because they sunk to the floor. We just removed the brakes, remember? So let's get them. Let's pump them up and get them back right. There we go. Yeah. Yep, we're back up. Remember, the top of the pedal is the rear brakes. Always, the top of the pedal is the rear brakes. The bottom half of the pedal is the front brakes. They feel good. All right, put the wheels back on, guys. This is a wrap for this, and I'll be back on the test drive. All right, we're down. Let's take this thing for a test spin. All right, all in one motion. Let me take my gloves off. All in one motion. Yep. Yep. Barely got to touch them. The next ones I'm gonna have to do is the rear brakes. I'm just gonna change the rear brakes out, and that'll be it for a minute, so I can have a reference. I never replaced the rear brakes when I got the car, so we'll do that next. It should be great. She should be all good for school next month. I just replaced the new CVT in here, guys. You should check that video out. This thing drives like a new car after I replaced it. So we got a very, very extremely detailed video on how I replaced the CVT in here. This thing is running perfect. The ABS light on because the TPMS sensors are bad. Just want to note that. Brakes are great. We'll drive up to the stop sign, then we're gonna shut the video out. So once again, guys, hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button for me, guys, to help me out on the channel. It helps my channel out a whole lot. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna stop at the stop sign up here, guys. Going pretty fast. No hands. Things braking straight. No hands. All good. Terrence them out.